Many years ago, a man by the name of Vincenzo was coming home from war, coming home from the second war to end all wars, where he was fighting in France, trying to alleviate his allies of those pesky French resistance. And, well, when he got home, he gazed upon this empty plot of land and was like, I should build something here. I should build something big and monumental. And he decided to make this hotel. And in doing so, he sunk his entire life savings into it. As you can tell, he didn't bother to build a front door yet. But it is pretty grand. He stopped at the glass. We'll get up there in a moment and talk about the rest of it. But this part is his part. He did the hotel rooms. I think there's what 44 rooms, something like that, on 3 floors, and then he has the third floor is the kitchen area here, and over on this part it's kind of like a conference center, dining hall, things like that. But there just weren't enough venues to keep this place afloat. And sadly, Vincenzo lost the hotel because he sunk more money in it than he was making because there just wasn't enough stuff for people to do while they're here. Poor Vincenzo. Unfortunately, Vincenzo's dream came to an end and he sold his hotel to a firm that specialized in hotels. And they were like, the lack of stuff to do around here gives us the opportunity to make more stuff. And what they did was they created this ballroom on the roof, and upstairs, you're not going to believe what they made upstairs. Upstairs, they have a skating rink. I know. And above the skating rink, there's an indoor swimming pool. Now, these people were professionals. They knew how to put together a hotel. And at this stage in the hotel's history, things started picking up. They started doing a little bit better. And, the firm ended up making a couple financial decisions and had to let it go. But before they did, they even installed a textile production farm that I've already rated several times. But yeah, indoor pool with a diving board. I mean, come on, talk about luxury. So people were flocking to the place. The next owner that came along, well, he was a French feller named Sebastian, who actually met Vincenzo, during the war. But that's awkward. We don't need to talk about that. Anyway, upstairs, he was something of an eccentric feller. And what Sebastian did was decide, well, I need farms. I need more utility out of this place. So he put a farm there, and he's got like a crafting table there, and up here he did like this weird random go-kart thing with chickens. I mean, why wouldn't you have like a railroad with chickens on the 8th floor of a motel? Is this even the 8th floor? I don't know. We're climbing pretty quick. You know what? So next, our friend Sebastian decided to make a bee farm on one of the floors because, why wouldn't you want a bee farm in the middle of a hotel. It seems reasonable. Okay. And as you can see, he was kind of running out of money. Kind of a little minimalist here. Poor Sebastian. He did sink a lot of cash into this place when he owned it, you know. But lastly, what he did was put together a little farm there, and he got some nether wart and things like that. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, I keep robbing this one too for the dye. It's got the nifty. And then there's that. Well, isn't sunrise just lovely? I think it's lovely. Now, the last owner of this hotel was a hippie by the name of River. And River did not like the boring roof that Sebastian had put on this place. And she was like, you know what? I have more money than brains. Why don't I do a tree garden on top of this thing? And that's exactly what happened. So there's a lovely tree garden for for the guests to come up and enjoy and just walk around and get, punctured by berry bushes, which, incidentally, being stung by a berry bush is a lot more pleasant than falling over the edge. So, it kind of works out. But yeah. So that is the lore behind this building and everything that led up to its making, and the reason why, if you look at it closely, it kind of looks like it may have had 3 or 4 different owners. I mean, you got the Vincenzo bit, which is basically just the red brick. He put his life savings into that after the war. Nobody's really sure who put the bridge in. Some say that it's always been there. Some say that it was there before the hotel. Others say that it actually inspired the color scheme of the motel, which doesn't make sense because there's actually no jungle logs in the motel. But it is what it is. Lore is lore, and those are the rumors. And of course, here we have the second edition, where we had the professional hotel company come in, and they decided to install the skating rink and a swimming pool, which incidentally is the last normal floor you will find in this hotel. As between Sebastian and the hippie named River, it all kind of got weird going up. And you can kind of tell as it was being built, Sebastian was running out of money because it started getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then somebody else with, new money came in and did this massive roof. I mean, it all kinds of makes sense. Lastly, you're probably wondering what the name of this hotel is. And you know what? I haven't come across a name yet that I like. I'm not sure. If you think you have a good name for this hotel, let me know in the comments section below. We have, of course, the creator, which was, Vincenzo. And we have, the hotel firm, and then Sebastian came in, and, the hippie. So, something that would reflect all of those things. It is nice to look at, though, isn't it? But I hope the lore helps make sense with how it looks, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. So, thanks for watching. Have a lovely afternoon. This has been Llama Monster, and, well, that's what I got. I'm out. Thank you for stopping by today to watch this video. Please do all the YouTuber stuff like liking and sharing and subscribing. And most importantly, have an absolutely wonderful day.